Okay, we're on. Hermit Bob here at Hermit Bob's Garden Bistro. Dragonfly Garden Bistro. Jeez, I almost forgot about the dragonflies. I love dragonflies. They are so cool. They're usually around water. I could be that I really love water, like lakes and waterfalls. And there's always dragonflies there. I like both those things. I'll research that and get back to you. But today is President's Day. So what's President's Day? Well, they combined two holidays. It used to be the first one I think was Lincoln, and then it was I don't know who was first, but it was Washington and Lincoln. Lincoln. I don't think there's a Quinn there. Lincoln, like the Lincoln Continental. Lincoln, that's the dude. Anyway, uh, they both had birthdays in February, and they were about a week apart, and you'd get a day off for both of them at school. I don't know if everybody got a day off. I went to one of those indoctrination academies called parochial school, so maybe it coincided with some saint or something. But my memory serves me, and it doesn't serve me very well lately. But anyway, uh, I get both those days off. But they put them together, and they said, and then some squat to pee liberal. I mean, some gentle person came along and said, we need to combine the both those days and then mention all the presidents. And so we think of, it's Lincoln and Washington. You want to add somebody? I got just the person. Here is where Lincoln resides these days on the $5 bill. And here's where Washington resides on the $1 bill. It doesn't make Lincoln better than Washington or Washington better than Lincoln. There's a lot more $1 bills than there are $5 bills, but there's lots of them. So get over it. So my candidate for being the third individual besides Lincoln and Washington celebrated on this President's Day is my president is president of whoop ass. Yeah, and what's he got in common with these two guys? Well, his football playing number was 51, and of course, those who respect football know that that's the one great Dick Butkus. Can you see that? I think you can see that. Number 51, Chicago Bears, late 60s. Might have got something in the 70s, but I think it was mostly the 60s. Anyway, I think that's what we ought to do. That's all I'm going to say on it. I'll wait for the results to come back in. Now, the other thing that's going on today is in about 12 hours, okay, make it about 15 hours. I'm going to get in the car and drive to a surgical center, and they're going to strap me down to a, a slab of some sort. Hope it's not the slab that goes to the mortuary, but and cut me open and drain a big filled up thing full of drain. Oh, water, serum. They never told me what's in there, but it never hurt. Uh, and it's kind of delicate. If you got any younger people or sensitive people in the crowd, tell them to go in the other room. What happened is my right testicle filled up to about the size of an orange, which is very appropriate because I live in Florida and it's known for its oranges. I could have got it because I moved here, and out of some kind of patriotism to the state, my right testicle would say, hey, I want to be that big. Now, back in the day, back in the 70s, when I worked in a restaurant, there were these two studs that worked in there. One was a waiter, one was a bartender, and they were always joking around. And during the rush, of course, the waiter would come get his drinks at the bar for his customers in the dining room, and invariably one of them would say, "Hey, boy, what are you doing here?" And says the other one would say, "Boy, you call me boy? Enough hair on my ass to weave a Indian blanket?" And the other one would go, "Boy, you call me boy? 200 pounds of packed dynamite with a 12-inch fuse," and then they just keep going on. And so, but one of their little boyisms sayings was, "Boy, you call me boy with balls the size of grapefruit." That was the first thing I thought about when I started growing this grapefruit orange. Might be a tangerine. What else is that big? So why do you have to? It doesn't hurt at all, and they say it's not dangerous or anything. It just kind of bulges out, and when I sit down, For some reason, and I didn't realize this goes on, but women look straight at my crotch. So and I don't think they're thinking it's something else. They're thinking exactly what it looks like. Boy, that guy's got a big ball on one side. And I'm wearing baggy clothes and stuff, so it's not attractive. It's not something to think about. But if you want to celebrate tonight for Hermit Bob's operation, or tomorrow night maybe, because tomorrow's when it's happening, maybe have a dinner of get some meatballs and wrap them in chicken skin, and then fry them up, and be delicious, and it'll look just perfect. So that's all I got. If you don't see me again, it means that well, one or two things. That they didn't use enough anesthesia, and I grabbed the doctor by his throat when he cut in, and he had to stab me to death with a scalpel, or I'm having a hard time recovering. Anyway, we'll let it play out. So smoke them if you got them. Yeah, smoke the meatballs. Get those chicken skins crispy. They're much better when they're crispy. See you later.